This is the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast with Nick Cattles.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast here at Gillette Stadium after the Patriots wrapped up their first padded practice of training camp. The weather mostly held off. It rained a little bit during practice. The stands were about half full considering the conditions, but still a really good day of work for the Patriots. A couple news items at the top. Carlton Davis, who went out of the last practice with a hamstring injury, was not on the field today. We'll have to see how long that'll keep him out. If you remember, Christian Gonzalez had a hamstring injury last year, and he missed the first 3 games of the season. It didn't look that serious with Carlton Davis, but you never know with those things. Mike Vrabel said before practice that Gabe Akis is getting closer to getting on the field for the Patriots. The same cannot be said of Harold Landry. Vrabel just said that Akis is a lot closer than Landry at getting on the field. Of course, without Landry and Akis, that leaves the edge group, which was probably thin coming into camp, including those 2 guys, even thinner when we're talking about one-on-one pass rush drills, which we did get today. As far as that goes, offensive line decidedly beat the defensive line in the first bout of one-on-ones. 14 wins, 3 losses, 6 defeat. On the defensive side, it was excuse me one second. I think it was Eric Gregory, the defensive tackle, who had a really nice day, had some impactful reps in team as well. He was a perfect 2-0. Both were against Ben Brown. He had a decisive win against Ben Brown where he pretty much dusted him. Ben Brown barely got a hand on him. But pretty much everybody did well on the offensive line. I would say the only guy who didn't do well was Ben Brown. Will Campbell, among the starters, Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, and Michael Wenu were all 2-0. Morgan Moses, again, did not take part in one-on-ones. Caleb Lomu took his reps. He was 1-0-1. Marcus Bryant and Caden Wallace were also 2-0 for the offensive lines. Let's see, what else on that? Leonard Taylor was 0-2. Corey Durden was 0-2. Milton Williams was 0-2. Sort of seems like the defensive line sort of gets rounded into form. Christian Gonzalez was on the field today, participated fully, did a really nice job in one-on-ones. He was good in team. Again, there's a lot being made of this about Christian Gonzalez being on the field. Some of it is kind of annoying me. There's a lot of people who are saying, like, why is he even on the field? I think a lot of this stuff is overblown, as it tends to be. Number one, cornerback is not the most physical position in training camp. These guys are not tackling to the ground or anything. This is not unprecedented. Patrick Surtain, who 2 years ago got a contract right before the season opener, 4 days before, that made him the highest paid cornerback in the league. He participated in training camp throughout. There was no drama with him. I actually looked back. He actually played in the second preseason game, played about 10 snaps. 2 guys, A.J. Brown and Kyle Williams, who the Flappers have liked to talk about their slow starts to camp, which of course is also overblown. A.J. Brown had a better day today. He caught 4 passes from Drake May. One thing I will say about the A.J. Brown thing, it's really early. I wouldn't get too high or too low on any of it. Yeah, he got off to a slow start. He's in a new offense. He's trying to figure out a new quarterback. I also wouldn't go nuts about what he's been able to do, including today, because all he's really done is catch some slants and some hitches. He hasn't done anything down the field. And, I think he did have a touchdown one-on-one down the field. But again, that's one-on-ones. In team, he hasn't done anything down the field. Kyle Williams had 2 touchdown catches today, including what I would say was the play of the day. From both of his touchdowns came from Tommy DeVito. The play of the day He not only did he have to elevate a lot, but it was sort of back shoulder, so he had to contort his body and survive the ground. And he did that. It was a great catch. Efton Chisholm on the next play made a similar play, but not quite as twisting and quite as challenging. I think Kyle Williams got some more reps today with Drake May, so I think he's doing well. He's on course. The offensive line, I would say was hit and miss. One-on-ones, they were really good. When they came out for team, they had absolutely, between the first and second team offensive line, it was mostly on the interior. There were sacks, there were pressures, there were run stuffs. I think they allowed the offensive line, all of them, allowed 11 run stuffs in team. One thing I want to point out, Travion Henderson, he does a nice job in one-on-one pass catching against linebacker types. I know he had a touchdown against Amari Gaynor, who's an edge guy in team. That should be expected of him. And, I don't know if he just has the worst luck with run blocking or what, but I tallied it up afterwards because I was getting frustrated watching Travion in team. He had 10 rushing attempts in team. 7 of them were stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So almost a continuation of last year. A few guys to single out. I would say some of my ups today: Eric Gregory, as we talked about before, Kyle Williams, Will Campbell, and also Khalil Jacobs, the linebacker, undrafted free agent, had 2 stuff runs in team. At one point, he got second team reps next to Chad Muma, which was an uptick for him. Down interior offensive line starters. I didn't think that they were great in team. Romeo Doubs, his only target today was a catch, but it was a quick game, and he got tossed on a run block. We talked about Travion Henderson and Ben Brown, who had a rough time in one-on-one. So I think that'll about do it. It's starting to rain again here. So we will be back out again tomorrow. It's anticipated that the team will be in pads again tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in to the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast here on CLNS Media Network, brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks, so make sure you check them out.
It's a scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on Prize Picks. The WNBA and baseball are heating up, and with big tennis slams and major golf tournaments on the horizon, there's no better place for all your summer sports picks than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. The thing I love about Prize Picks is how easy it is to follow sports and develop a rooting interest, and it works everywhere in America. I'm not a huge sports fan of some of the other sports, but with Prize Picks, I'm making picks on the WNBA, soccer, and even baseball, and Prize Picks makes it super easy. All I need to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stats. Then I submit a lineup, and I can follow along with the progress right in the app. Love how it's built in. You know exactly what the score is, how your player's doing. I love that. And with their new blended lineups, I can add a winner, spread, or total pick on top of my player picks for even bigger payouts. It makes watching the games even more exciting when every goal and every pass could win me money. Prize Picks is available in all 50 states, including all of New England. The biggest stars in women's basketball are in the heart of their season, and there's no better place to run your game on the W than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. We've got MVPs raising their games to new heights and a rookie class ready to take over, all while teams are fighting for playoff positioning. Make a lineup with player stats, pick game winners, spreads, or totals, and combine your picks in the same lineup, all on Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5. Again, that's code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app.